Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a Divine Masculine check-in, just like I did, or a support read, just like I did for the Divine Feminine. So, oh yeah, I'll do that next. I was going to do what do the Divine Masculines need to know about where the Divine Feminines are at, but I'm just going to do what can we see for where the Divine Masculines are at. What do the Divine Masculines need to know? What do you Divine Masculines need to know about your journey right now? Go through one more time. Yeah, okay. So we are getting, wow, swords, swords, swords. Knight of Cups. Wow, we just got this card. It was the first card coming out for the Divine Feminines. How beautifully synchronistic. So Lord of Waves and Waters. This came out for Divine Masculines on the neutral position. In the upright, Divine Masculines, go have a look at the Divine Feminine reading that I uploaded today. This was the first card coming out, and for some it's going to be soulmates going towards Divine Feminines. For some it's going to be you, Divine Masculine, going towards Divine Feminines. But regardless, this is how do you feel about that? Where are you genuinely at? 1, 2, 3 steps in the process. And somebody's texting me 222 right while I'm doing this video. Beautiful though. So Divine Masculines, this is for your consideration because there are other potential suitors coming up for your Divine Feminine. You know, I want to say, even though sometimes Divine Masculines, you might feel like your Divine Feminine is not qualified to love you as much as they do, your true Divine Feminine knows your core and is in love with you. It might seem too good to be true, it might seem premature, but they do love you. They're not willing to accept you just the way you are without you reaching your potential. They don't want to put up with any lower vibrational stuff, but they do love you. There is a distinction between that. So I'm getting for Divine Masculines, there's this hard knocks lesson that your divine counterpart isn't just going to be in waiting energy, and you know, you're not going to be able to rely on taking that love for granted or testing it, being that if they love you, they're not really going to go anywhere and you have all the time in the world that you need. That may be true on some levels, but they are not holding out in some kind of low vibrational obsession for you, is the big message here. So we also get the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords in the reverse can be third-party heartache, needing to really face that, needing to really look at what that's saying about your connection, about you, about your assumptions, about all the thinking. Swords are in the mind space. 8 of Swords is about holding ourselves back. It can be intimacy issues. It can be all of that stuff. But there is definitely a tender part being touched right now about the idea that your feminine loves you but isn't obsessed, and that you might have other suitors coming in for your feminine here. If you're in the assumption that this love is a trick, you might see your Divine Feminine explore other options. So that's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's almost like you are testing the energetic connection. At the end of the day, your Divine Feminine will likely consider taking you back. I personally believe if it's your twin flame, they will. However, it might not be smooth sailing in the matters of third-party things. So heed the warning here, Divine Masculines, that your feminine is not impervious to other energies, and they are not obsessed about you. So there does seem to be a bit of this learning going on here, which I'm going to clarify. Let's get some clarifiers. What's coming up in the future regarding this King or Knight of Cups in the neutral for the masculines? What is going to be the energetic process from here on out regarding this other energies? Free will and transformation. So be careful what you ask for. You might just get it, Divine Masculines. So if you have said you're okay with your Divine Feminine moving on, having other lovers, if you've said those things because you haven't been ready or because you've been in wounding and you haven't really meant them, but you felt compelled to say those things, you're going through a transformation. where you are beginning to see that this love isn't a trick. That's the bottom line here. So stay with it, divine masculines. You're looking for victory. You're looking for the accurate free will assessment. You're looking for your authentic truth here. The Five of Swords is notoriously fickle. So if the Five of Swords is here, it might be like victory for the moment, that you may have said certain things about whether you think your divine feminine should be with other people or not. And now it's really impressing upon you that maybe that was short-sighted. And now I do feel this change of heart as this transformation, the death or the birth, death, rebirth cycle here. And in the reverse, it means that we're en route. And so you are coming around to seeing, oh yeah, no, maybe I do prefer my divine feminine, and oh, maybe their love wasn't low vibrational. Maybe they did have authentic love. The irony is that if it's authentic, that person loves themselves, and they will move on if they're not getting reciprocation. So it is, be careful what you ask for, especially if it wasn't a sincere ask, divine masculines. Woo. Okay, Eight of Swords. This is the trapped and powerless, holding ourselves back. It says on this card, Lord of shortened force. So this is something with the Five of Swords. This is something that you've brought on yourself because of your insecurity, divine masculine, because of the trauma that you're clearing, because of the generational patterns, because of the deal breaker obstacles you've bought into wrongly about whether this connection is accessible or beneficial or appropriate for you. The Eight of Swords is fear. It's holding back when our heart is telling us one thing, but our mind is winning, and we're not doing what our heart is saying because we are feeling like it's not going to work out anyways, something like that. So how is this energy going for the masculines? So into the future, we get unconditional love, and look at that. Four of Swords, the healing, came out in the neutral position, and it fell kind of on the Three of Swords, 3 to the 4. But yeah, Eight of Swords, I love it. Okay, so I'm laughing because I've got an 8 and a 4, and whenever I have a half of one of the main cards, I think of it as an equation that we both bring half of the thing to the table. So your divine counterpart, divine masculines, are also learning to love without lack, competition, jealousy, all of that stuff. So yes, on one hand, it is good to consider that other people might cross yours or your divine feminine's path. Unconditional love says energy is energy, and the two shall be left standing. That's also the ultimate message in the Five of Swords with the Two of Swords there. This is the Ace of Truth, the Sword of Truth with victory, true victory, and the two being left standing. So whatever you're going through, it is a hall of consciousness. It's the hall of mirrors. And so even though it might feel like the perfect storm, if your divine feminine is at a place where they're no longer in waiting and they are willing to just, engage in real authentic connection where it is to be found, then this is a testament they're not obsessing and coveting you in an inappropriate way. This is going to be sinking in. And it's unfortunate we have to go through these kinds of lessons, but this is really the only way that we know that these loves stand the test of time. And we are brought through these upper explorations sometimes. Not always. It can be different things that show up. It doesn't have to be third-party people. But the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords here, I really get on these intimacy journeys that oftentimes it is other people, but this is also your readiness. This is your willingness to engage in this love and your healing that is allowing you. This is a card of healing. It is in the name of unconditional love. Ultimately, the two shall be left standing. However, there's a lot of different sides of the coin to be looking at here. It looks like it's going to be another few weeks from the way this fell out into the near future before this stuff really settles. So you are really front row and center with this animal, this entity, so to speak, this paradigm regarding whether you're willing to let your feminine go to another or not, divine masculines. So this is, yeah, really interesting. You're going to be neutral about this, and you're going to start seeing where you have pulled the strings inappropriately because of things that were short-sighted. Amazing. Oh, and how funny. I think I was looking at this card in another deck in the feminine reading, which is the card of blockage. In the reverse, this is the water's going to find its way through the cracks. That's hilarious to me, because we've been getting this very... it's almost like the divine masculines you've put up these very stoic blockages to try and stop the voodoo of these connections. But it's true love. It's not voodoo. It's not a trick. But there was a whole bunch of divine masculines energetically or in the physical blocking or stopping the connection in some way, even just emotionally, subtly within for some. But this is a card that it's going to be circumnavigated, and love will win. So good luck with that, because love is going to win. It is the only eternal. It will always win. It is the ultimate be all end all. Okay, Three of Swords in the reverse. What can we see for divine masculines? Wow, so we get the Page of Swords in the reverse. So you may have taken a step back because you felt powerless to engage with your divine feminine. For some, this may be wanting to see if your divine feminine would be fickle and go to someone else. It might be that you have seen some evidence of your divine feminine being with someone else, or it might be that you have someone else that you've been settling for or sleeping with or spending time with instead of your divine counterpart because you thought it might be too good to be true. This is like tempting fate here. Or being like just needing a break if it's too intense. If your divine feminine was with somebody else, or you thought they were, and you just couldn't handle it and you've needed to heal, this is also you protecting yourself and advocating for you as number one, needing that space to recoup. But at the end of the day, if that's still happening in the connection, we are left with this Ace of Wands, which is purpose. This is your gifts and your talents coming in. So in the divine feminine reading, support reading, we just got that the divine masculines were beginning to bring in this life work and mission and purpose and gifts and talents. This is also that energy coming in. So you are meant to be focusing on what you are supposed to be bringing to the world right now, divine masculines. But this is also the sacred sexual connection that you are going to establish for the rest of your life with your feminine in unconditional love. Once all these third energies and obstacles and deal breakers are cleared because you've found your passion, because you've come into your alignment with purpose, when you really do that, your feminine becomes the most significant person aligned with that. And you already sense this. You already know that this person is totally different than anyone else in your life, but this is a hand-in-hand kind of energy. And so as you align further with your purpose, you're going to see these third energies and all of that become less and less significant. It goes hand in hand with it all. So this monogamous, like, sacred sexual charge that kicks off for just the counterparts goes hand in hand with purpose and mission in the world, which means your life work, the things that you are passionate about, your gifts, your talents, your truth, your authentic expression. The more you align with that, the more you see the resonance with your divine counterpart, and the less third party situations of any sort are a factor that take priority over the two that shall be left standing. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do, okay, what do the divine masculines need to know about their divine feminine at this time? What is the most important thing divine masculines need to know about their divine feminine at this time? Six of Wands and Nine of Wands. So Six of Wands in the reverse, there is victory here on the table, but it's not a publicly recognized victory. The two of you are going through this soul level energetic dance below the surface, no matter what it looks like to others, no matter what you are portraying to the world or your divine counterpart, they know that this is part of the process. Your divine feminine senses on a soul level that this is the way of it. And the Nine of Wands, this is the not quite yet. So they know that this is unfinished business, that the story's not written. So don't worry, divine masculines. If you've taken space, your feminine is, look at how she's like contemplating on this card, the return, the curiosity. There's a little bit of sadness for sure. So if you think your feminine is like off to the races and preferring whatever else they're doing, they're not. They're very clearly wondering what's going to happen. And look, she's holding this one wand. That is this purpose. She's considering, take gender how it resonates. There's a feminine she on this card, but take it how it resonates. She's holding on to this wand, this purpose, this higher knowing, this eternal thing, this love. Your feminine does know this connection is the preference and there is nothing like it. So yeah, that's what you need to know. There's more than meets the eye. Your divine counterpart does know that there is still something here and that it's a matter of time. Only time will tell. And I'm hearing they know that the ball is in your court or the universe's court. It's either going to mash the two of you up unexpectedly or or there's going to be some movement from your side deliberately, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so what can we see? So if your divine counterpart reaches out first, divine masculine, it will be because there's a legitimate reason. Because I'm getting that right now there's no like just casual stuff. It's really your feminine is waiting to see what you'll do with the current energies and the things that you've set in motion, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's see what the divine masculines are meant to be looking at about this connection in the conscious mind, the heart space, the wishes, manifestations, the actions, the challenge, the solution, and so on. So what is it, divine creator, that the masculines can know about the connection and their divine counterpart, about the heart space, emotions, and their divine counterpart? What shall the divine masculines be focused on and desiring to manifest? What are the best priorities to focus on for their own lives and towards the connection? What is the most appropriate action to take in their own lives and towards the connection at this time? What is the biggest challenge? Most appropriate solution? And the direction of these connections in the near future. And for some reason I'm shuffling a fourth deck, which is the Starseed Oracle for the energetic backstory. Okay, so conscious mind, divine masculines. Oh wow, so good. Okay, so in the divine feminine reading that I just did, 1818, so there is a hand-in-hand energy here. We got the Queen of Swords for you, divine masculine. So if you are watching this, divine masculines, go and watch the one that I just uploaded today for divine feminine support, because there's a lot of messages that will be incredibly illuminating for you. But specifically this Queen of Swords in the reverse, this is, I said, it reminds me of a mother cutting the umbilical cord. This is you, divine masculines, stepping away from being in the slavery templates, being bound and being the provider for a feminine, being responsible for the well-being of a feminine. We are evolving past those templates where we're bound to one another out of survival and convenience. We are beginning to see, I'm not saying it's obliterated, but we are beginning to see, and especially with these trailblazing relationships, the first waves of the twins, the 144,000 that will continue to grow forevermore in numbers. It's not a finite limit. We are taking away this survival mentality. We're taking away the binding of the mother's opinion being overriding what your heart is saying that you should do in this life. So anything that's associated with mother energy that stops you from going towards your divine counterpart, that's being removed. All of my readings last year were talking about the eclipses, removing that off of humanity, the astrological place that we are moving through, taking this Freudian mother wounding off of the masculines, which also in turn removes the slavery templates from karmic feminine energies that would seek to drain you of your life force, divine masculines, and utilize you for provision and take that from you and not carry their own weight. So, you know, the princess templates where women or feminines seek to be taken care of and not carry their weight, trophy stuff, that's being removed. So you are meant to look at the difference between that karmic slavery template of codependency and the patriarchal stuff where the feminine is the ownership. We are now bringing in the masculine feminine polarity with the masculine divinely guided, active, strong, balanced energy that doesn't own a feminine that way, but that creates safety, protection, structure, and does it through the divine templates, not the material realm versions or outward appearance of. It's really deep in our psyches, but we are overturning those things and finding the actual original templates of masculine feminine polarity where the feminine feels safe with the masculine, where the feminine honors the masculine in their wisdom and their, I heard prowess, their ability to be that masculine energy for their feminine that is energetic, not these physical realm disintegrated templates that create a dependency and codependency. We did have a lot of backlash with the feminine wearing the pants in the family, and that's a disintegrated template as well. So we're coming back into a more original template where the masculine is free to be in leadership in masculine ways, and the feminine is free to be in leadership in the feminine and holding the space in the feminine ways. So we are seeing this Empress as the divine feminine. Both are in the reverse here because right now it feels as though divine masculines, you're being removed from both examples so you can see objectively what is what. And so yes, please pay attention, divine masculines, to this obvious contrast of this karmic feminine and the realized divine, empowered, embodied feminine, the abundant feminine. We also get, oh yes, we get the Four of Swords again as a beautiful confirmation. We just got that about the third energy. So we saw already the contrast in the first part of the reading between the feminine and another energy. And we see this again here. Same card, Four of Swords. So divine masculines, let this sink in. This is what you're consciously being asked to find as the truth. Your eyes are being opened. So don't worry, divine feminines, if you're watching this for your masculine. This is in the energy. Blessings and kudos, divine masculines who are watching this, because you're getting this as a fast track for this level of consciousness that's unfolding right now. But this is what is happening. We are coming out of those imbalances and into the mastery of the unique individual. So yes, you are beginning to see that you are not to be enslaved by these energies, by the karmic feminine, woe is me, can't do it on their own templates. What is the energetic card? Neutrality, diplomacy, negotiation, and philosophy. Yes, come into the neutral about both. Like I said, you are being removed from it all right now so you can be objective, divine masculines. This is such an important message. So yeah, it is just where it's supposed to be, isn't it? What are the divine masculines meant to be looking at about their specific counterpart? Ooh, the energetic transference and this hot and cold ghosting on again, off again, volatile, lust-based way of showing up in the past. It's in the reverse. So you are maturing through this, divine masculines, and your divine feminine energetically is standing the test of time. So even in these periods of on again, off again, the energy conduit between the two still gets through with science synchronicities. So your divine feminine, disclaimer, soulmates and karmic partners, divine masculines, can also keep coming back around in cycles. But this is talking about the twin or the ideal partner or your actual counterpart, your divine counterpart, as also being gone but not gone. There's still the signs and synchronicities, the knowing, the telepathic connection that stands the test of time, that is there whether you are engaging in the physical or not. There's this soul connection. So yes, pay attention to that you're experiencing. Oh my goodness, there's the Three of Swords. We just got this back to back, 3 and 4 of Swords, just like the first message. So yes, it will contrast any other third energy that you've had. So if you have truly taken a space from your divine counterpart and a karmic feminine or family or whomever or whatever this paradigm is that relates to that imprinting, you are seeing the solution here. If you drop into your heart and soul and tune in, this is saying that you have the discernment, divine masculines, to see which one is your healthy, whole, authentic counterpart. So yeah, it does feel like, divine masculines, you've just taken a step back and now you're going to be privy to the energetic confirmations, these signs. So if you want to ask for a sign that it's your feminine, you will have some unusual things illuminate to you. And Temple of Centering, solitude, seclusion, grounding, and belonging. This is such a twin flame card because we have sovereignty and union. This is each of you. So it's spooky action at a distance, mirroring. So don't look at this period of spaciousness as a deal breaker. The connection's not over, divine masculines. No matter what you may have done to take space to step back from all these energies, this is showing that it's grounding the reality that you are more like this counterpart than you imagined. And this is a solitude. It's not a rejection. It's not a scary thing. It's taking space to find true belonging, to appreciate. You know, the heart grows fonder, or if you love something, set it free. And if it returns, it was yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. So yes, divine masculines, you are meant to look at your divine feminine right now for this energetic understanding and the contrast with other energies that you've taken space from everything right now to assess. So Master of the Obvious reading, for many watching this, I'm sure that you're just like, what's new? But isn't it neat how this is the thing that's coming up? So I am getting, because that came through, that there are many that haven't really watched tarot readings. You're in the right place. Your hearts are safe here, and this is a beautiful honor for me to bring these messages through to you, divine masculines. Okay, on the heart space, what are the divine masculines being guided to? Oh my God, unblock. There is this illumination about this connection right now. This is my card of blocking, either energetically, emotionally, or in the physical. It's been showing up for the last few days saying unblock, unblock, unblock. I stared at it in today's reading on the bottom of the deck for the masculines and the feminines. So yeah, it's safe. You're allowed. Here's the feminine and masculine in the eclipse, the sun and the moon, and here's the sun. So you are allowed to trust this love, divine masculines. If you're watching this for your feminine and you have blocked or taken space, it is going to be illuminated to you why that's not necessary. You're going to be seeing the light. So if you've taken space to see across the board what's going on, you will realize your heart's truth is pointing to this counterpart and that you are a perfect match. I'm really getting that. Oh, and your Queen of Cups. Wow, that is your divine feminine, the psychic, intuitive aspect. So this is your inner knowing as well. I'm seeing the yin yang and the light and dark spot in the opposite side, that is the high heart radio transceiver between the two, so to speak. And that is this knowing. It's the unconditional love. It's that beautiful connection that defies logic, that is there energetically, whether you are blocked or not. And this is what you are learning, divine masculines. The heart knows. The heart knows that this person is your person. So this is saying, drop into that and really embrace it. That is all the encouragement you need. If your heart feels that way, there is no obstacle, no mountain high enough, no valley low. You will absolutely find a way to have this love become successful. The more you go with the flow and open to the truth of what your heart is telling you here, the more it will unfold towards this. And we get cellular light, bioluminescence, self-illumination, and simplicity. It's that simple. What does your heart feel? Doesn't matter what your logical brain says is right and wrong, what you're imprinting, what this Queen of Swords experience has taught you regarding love or lack of love or protection. The simple truth is your heart knows. Your cells know who this is to you. Your consciousness is to be recognized. It doesn't matter the details or how it will all work out. Right now, the important thing is just embracing this knowing, the simple truth that this is your person. And then I hear the divine masculine's brains going into the checklist of but, no. Shh. The simple truth is you're meant to follow the obedience of your heart by saying yes to this love and letting that time capsule unfold. What are the masculines meant to know on the heart space specifically about their divine counterpart? Whether you wish for a reunion or not, it's going to happen. When you are in alignment, it will just naturally organize you and your counterpart in the material realm. So it doesn't mean that you have to do anything necessarily. I think that the universe mashing up the twins or bringing the counterparts into physical proximity came through a little earlier. So no matter what you do, it will work out as you become more and more authentically you. You will be put into alignment with your counterpart more and more, which is a beautiful fail-safe. However, this is also saying be honest with yourself on your heart of hearts, that this person is more than a soulmate, that you are in a wishing mode for this love to be real. Be honest with that, divine masculine. I just saw 3223 mirrored. Your feminine feels the same. End your anxiety. Stop playing head games with yourself. Trust the love and say, if I dare to trust this love, then what? And ask the divine to show you what your next steps would be. Because this is saying, have this God honest truth on your heart space that this is your person. And we get transcendence, prayerfulness, and serenity. So exactly, we are bringing in this asking for guidance on Most High, asking to be shown. Now that you recognize that this connection is real and you're giving yourself permission to let it be that simple, you are guided here to ask and pray for your next steps. That will be intuitively given to you as you activate it through your free will. Serenity means that you are only accountable for yourself. Your person and all others are only accountable for them, but that you can ask the divine for the understanding of what you can do, what is really someone else's duty or requirement. If you are clear just on what you are meant to do at any given time through your free will, then everything will fall into place, and that is how you will align with what is for you, by asking to just stay with the process of what is within your realm of accountability. This is where you transcend the obstacles. So transcendence is on this card, and that means that if you are open to this love that the divine has given you, that you will transcend any obstacle, and you will come into reunion and union with your divine counterpart. Wow, what is the message for divine masculines to manifest in your own lives? Wow, justice, and here's that 5 of swords. So we got so many messages in the beginning about this 5 of swords and you taking your free will captive. Here's the yin yang too. So you are being guided to manifest balance, justice, perfected understanding, mastery in your daily life. Aside from this twin union, from this journey, you are being asked to carefully consider short-sighted things versus long-term love-based appropriate things, justified things. So this is no more frivolous saying yes when you mean no, no when you mean yes, doing things that your gut instinct or your heart says, I'm not so sure. This is you being fully justified, masterful. The shoes aren't too big, divine masculines, but it does take one experience of that after another to build the confidence and the consistency in it so that you see. If you do this one step at a time, if you make every decision and come into that alignment, you will look back at the person you were and you will be a vastly new creature. You will have seen the transformation across the board in your life. You will see the healing. The angels are helping you. We have temperance here. We have this incredible balance coming in. As above, so below. So you are beginning to align with these divine templates, which are not of earthly origin. These are the star-seeded, light-working, extraterrestrial, whatever you believe in, divine masculines. This is you aligning with the cosmic, with the original templates, with the Om of the universe. Flower of feeling, compassion, emotional awakening, and forgiveness. This is where you take your empowerment back. This is where you unhook from all the trauma, where you stop trying to live up to and prove parents, siblings, culture, society, where you get out of that and you just start feeling what your heart is telling you every step of the way. So this is your awakening. Forgive yourself for not being here yet and keep going, divine masculines. Oh wow, what can we see for what the divine is guiding the masculines to do regarding these connections? 5 of Wands and 9 of Wands. So this is letting go of the too many people, places, and things that have been cluttering, the things you've been keeping there out of feeling alone. So this is too much socializing, this is drugs, this is alcohol, this is codependent relationships, this is workaholism, this is being too reclusive, this is anything, bad habits, anything you do to fill your time with that isn't focusing in something that feels productive and good to you. That can be taking naps if that's what's needed. So it's not about whether you're in action externally or not. This is all the things that are not in alignment that you do just being lazy in your energy, that you really don't feel are productive and getting you anywhere in your life, with your mission, with your preference for a connection like this, all of it. You have to stop that freight train far from the station. It's got a heavy burden, a heavy load. We've got the permission or the perseverance. The 9 of Wands is the uphill struggle. It's in the reverse here. So you are letting go of the burden, letting go of the struggle, letting go of the extra stuff that you thought would be, easier in the moment than focusing on getting to where you are going with these connections, with your service in the world, with your greatest fulfillment of your life purpose. The 9 of Wands is also the card that we saw for the feminines, holding that purpose-filled one wand, that torch. And so your divine feminine is working on their service and mission in the world. And this is the not quite yet card, but it goes hand in hand with you doing this karmic cleanup, divine masculine. So with this connection, you have to get rid of the energies that are not authentic to you. And those, ironically, are the very energies that are cleared in these connections that allow the timing to come in for your counterpart, for you to have this reciprocity. This is a card of equal give and take. It is taking away from what you've been investing in, these fluffy energies, and now beginning to streamline and contribute in the productive ways. And we get Temple of Celestial Revelation, Angelic Assistance, Truth, Salvation, and Majesty. So there's the angels again. The angels are angles of understanding that are specialists. They are higher awarenesses. They are conduits. They are paradigms that have to do with specific perfected approaches that are life affirming. They are universal templates that hold a specific resonance. You are beginning to see those in sight. They are dawning on you. Divine Masculines, as you clear the misconceptions, you're starting to see this truth. You're starting to see these possibilities and potentials as not so outlandish, but more accessible. So keep with it, because you are getting there. This is redeeming you. This is gradually working away all the things that are not necessary to hang on to, and putting down this wounded healer, wounded warrior archetype. It will start feeling like these divine connections are more appropriate for you as you continue doing this work. Beautiful. What are the masculines guided to be activating? 4040 I just saw in their own life. Getting ready for this new beginning. Here's that card of blockage again. So you may feel like you need a little bit more time to just keep the world at bay before you are confidently embodying this leap of faith energy. So it might be premature to, if you've blocked, don't need to unblock just yet, or if emotionally you're feeling like you'd have to be faking it to make some progress right now. Honor that. Honor that right now. Honor where you're at. But the new beginning is on the table here. So it's only a matter of time. But be sensitive to where you're authentically at. Because again, it's not about what you should or shouldn't be doing. Especially with these other suitors coming in for the divine feminines right now. There are many false suitors showing up as well, that may not be beneficial for the feminines. It's a spectrum of all these energies. Depending on where each couple is at, there's going to be third energies all around for these contrasting lessons. Oh, here we go though. This new beginning. Here's the Ace of Wands showing up again. It's always so beautiful when we get so many duplicate cards which correlate to such a succinct message, but here it is. So you may not feel like unblocking or coming forward fully to your counterpart because you haven't found your God's honest truth for your mission, for your purpose, and how that relates to your counterpart. So stay with it and stay in your own lane, divine masculines. You're not going to run out of time, but don't withhold when you know withholding is inappropriate. So divine feminines who may have stayed through this reading this far, trust your divine counterpart knows what they're doing for their life, and that you don't have to worry that if you're blocked, there is this purpose stuff going on. And we get Seal of Metatron. Oh, this is the Archangel of manifestation and unlikely resources within a finite, limited thing. So form, structure, foundation, cosmology. There is a brand new cosmology that's being established here. This is another layer of the foundation of heaven on earth, I just heard. So the masculine stepping into these wild card missions and life purpose, this is part of the Masons of the New Earth, I just heard. That's an interesting channeled message. I don't want to go there just yet. Whoa. I'm surprised that channeled through. For some, that's going to hit. Okay. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time? Walking away from the feminine, knowing that there has been this spaciousness, the need for objectivity here, the knowledge that the feminine is sending love, and that freaking hurts sometimes because, yeah, divine masculines, you know that your feminine loves you so freaking much. and yet you've walked away from everything on some level to get your own baseline here. So this is a massive challenge, yeah, to end the burden. This is a card of the karmic burden. The Ten of Wands is, it's so heavy, I can't take this anymore. You've had to do that, and yet you know your feminine loves you. Why would you ironically be pushing away the person that loves you the most? Because you are the one you need to love the most, divine masculine. So don't be in confusion about this. You have to take care of number one. And isn't it beautiful that you have somebody that loves you that much? Temple of meditation, communion, contemplation, and higher mind. Meet your feminine there. Objectively, in this communion, your feminine is on that astral plane, not waiting, but awaiting your communion. You can always call your divine feminine energy in when you are at a distance in any way. You can consider what their archetypal energy would contribute or have to say about anything you're navigating while you release this burden to find your purpose. So you don't actually have to commune directly with your feminine. You can pull their energy in and have a telepathic conversation. You can use them as a muse, but you are really being guided. Got the Ace of Wands here and the Ten of Wands and that Nine of Wands a couple times. We are really getting down to you channeling divine masculines, your God-given purpose coming into this dimension. So that's the biggest challenge, is that you would love to rely on your feminine's intuition right now, but you are being guided to not do that and come into it on your own. Ooh, I should have chills from my tippy toes to the top of my hair right now. Crazy. That's a massive message. What can we see as the solution? Unconditional love. Just know, here's that fear card we got, another duplicate card. The Lord of Shortened Force from the beginning reading, it's in the reverse. So this is freeing your mind in the name of, wow, unconditional love. I'm staring at that duplicate as well. I think we've had every card return from the first reading now. So this is the solution. Continuing to channel the unconditional love of self and other. Trust that this love will stand the test of time. You've got all the time you need. That is one of the biggest lessons we have to learn in unconditional self-love, is that there is always an illusion of pressure that we're going to lose the love of that external person if we don't get our act together, our shit together, I heard. If we don't hurry up, we're going to lose it. Or we might feel like it's pressure from that other person when really it's our higher self wanting them so bad we're projecting that it's that pressure. There can be so many things going on there, but the solution is to know you have all the time that you authentically need to do this properly in the name of love. Just drop the burden, drop the expectation, drop into your heart and know your divine counterpart is sending you love always. There is unconditional love here, and we are pushing through this. Yeah, the connection is secure. The foundation has been laid, and you do have this ability right now to trust that your heart is safe. That's the big message here. This is the heart is safe, but look at how the masculine hands are here, about ready to turn that code on the heart, and it's not going to be in this stalemate energy forever. This is designed to bring you into your fullest potential, and your divine counterpart has blown out of the water what you thought you were going to be doing with your life in this incarnation, divine masculines. You thought you were going to have a mundane, happy little meager life in some way, and you met your divine counterpart, and all of a sudden you're one of these incredible next level souls that knows you've got a huge purpose. You can feel it. I do want to say a side note while I'm channeling that when you're beginning to come into this level of mission and purpose and higher wisdom into the world, it will feel huge. I think of it as a 5D energetic zip file that you start to get from the other dimensions, and then you have to unpack it over time. But when you first get it, it can be very manic. It can be incredibly heady. It can feel huge. It can feel urgent. And same with a love like this. It can feel so intense because it's so multidimensional and it's so eternal that it's almost impossible to bring it into the 3D in linear time and space when it first dawns on us, because it's such an energetic, multidimensional thing. So just remember, breathe through it. You only just have to say yes to it, and then it unpacks like that zip file. The files start unpacking and downloading to your hard drive. But you don't have to do it all at once. You can assimilate it as it comes in. What is the card that we get with this? Yes, spiral of life, movement, opening and unfolding. Exactly. This is the downloading of those zip files. This is how we do it. The spiral brings the energetic, the ether, into the 3D. And these pings are the file has uploaded, downloaded. These are the notifications that you have integrated each of those things as it unfolds over non-linear time and space. What a message, what an honor to bring that through. Yeah, so where are the connections going in the near future? Whoa, major tower and anxiety. So there's going to be some really big truths hitting, forever changing the psyche. This is the elastic band. This anxiety is the furthest from where it will be. For those watching, this is that elastic band that's going to snap back right into, smack dab into these connections and the new beginning in the physical. This Ace of Coins has become such an alchemical card for me. It has begun to represent the melding of the lunar and the solar. For me, the Ace of Pentacles is an annual, it's a 1 year. In the reverse, this is a 6-month card, but loosely translated outside of linear time, it's the lunar monthly and the solar annual merging. This is a very union-based card when it comes up now, and that is the sharp truth contrast from where these connections are when they elastic band to the far reaches of the universe, and then identify. You know, it's almost like we can't, oh my goodness. So when we have an elastic band, what do I even have here that I can demonstrate this with? It's so fun. It's like when the elastic band is not taut, you've got that slack. And until you pull it as far as it can go, you can't really find where the pivot point is. So I'm feeling divine masculines that this is your divine counterpart. And then you go here, and now finally you can see exactly who you're entangled with on the best level, because you've gone as far to the far reaches as you can go. And that's also what anxiety feels like. It's when we are as far from alignment as we can get, and then boom, the tower comes in and we're shown time after time that pivot point. We can't escape it when we are divinely matched up with something that we are entangled with to that level. It is what the divine orchestrates. It is not a choice of the ego. We don't have control over what we are a frequency match for. So divine counterparts, may you be blessed. What a reading. Ooh la la. Bye for now.